All right, everyone. Chill. Chill. Chill.
I'm just chilling.
Brother, just chillin'.
Just chillin'.
Let's just chill.
Just chillin', chillin', chillin'.
If my words could move you effective, to grant access and insight to perspective, I would give you my soul's eye to hold, if only to show you a way to get out the cold.
I need to get some like small itty bitty cymbals, you know, those cymbalets to do those little dinks right there at the end of that. Jokes, just jokes. Tis I, Jus Henry, the original, the one, the only. So glad you are here. Glad you guys joined us. This is Just Chillin' with Jus Henry here on Flow Higher Radio. Compliments of Spreaker. Thank you guys so much for the platform. We singers got to go somewhere now. But this is what we going to do. Serge,
Sup?
we're not worried about your well-being yet, so we're going to ask you that later. But first, we're going to bring up some Trevor Jackson. You already know right now, because we got to set the mood. This is Just Chillin'. Yes, sir.
Just chillin'. Just chillin'.
Stand right here. Let me show you what I'm about to do to that body. And come down here. Let me show you where to touch my body. Let the foreplay begin. Bet you never had this before. Cause once I go in, I'm gonna have you begging for more. Girl, I'm talking right now, yeah. Right now, shall we make some love right now? Like right now, right now, right now, right now. Can we make some love like right now, right now, right now, oh yeah, like right now, right now, right now. Yeah, I'm talking like right now, right now. Close your eyes. The eyes on your back got you so rose. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Now grab the sheets, yeah. Cause girl, I promise you gon' need something to hold on to. Let the foreplay begin. Man, you never had this before. And once I go in, Yeah, I'm talking like right now. Yeah, we really touching now. Cause I know your body going up and down. Why you up and down? Yeah, you know I love it when you make that sound. Yeah, we making love right now. Said we really touching now. Cause I know your body down. Why you up and down? Girl, you know I love it when you make that sound. And now we're making love right now. Now, baby, ooh, right now. I don't think I can wait another day. Can we make I wanna make love right now. Yeah, I'm talking like right now. Can you do that? Promise I won't be your bad influence. Keep it 100, girl, I'm the truest. I ain't never been late, ain't got no truest. So baby girl, let's do this shit. And don't forget to bite your lips. Let's begin.
Yes. Why do I say yes so much? Because it's a positive term. But we here on Just Chillin' with Just Henry. We're going to do it my way. As if anybody was here last week, you would have known, Just Henry likes to do it my way. I want to have my way here. We will have a safe and open environment for everybody to speak freely and wonderfully, without judgment, without hatred, without even tremendous opposition. We will just express our opinions, and that's all. And that is the end of last week. Now we're moving on. So, chillers and chillettes, thank you so much for tuning in. This evening, it is a special, auspicious occasion. We brought some good friends in, a great friend in, a great songstress in. One of the shooting stars we saw them years ago, blossoming amongst I'm sorry, I couldn't hold character. Chillers and chillettes, I need y'all to welcome, with a warm welcome, Shelby Soul.
What's up?
What's happening? Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And also we got Jinx in the building.
Hey, what's going on?
Nice Shan. Thank you for coming through as well, brother.
My pleasure.
He didn't have a choice.
Right.
Driver. Don't stop a time.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So we are here in great spirits. We are here with tremendous support for what has gone down. So excited. Somebody had a baby. But it's a digital baby. It's a digital baby. It's
What?
it's a digital baby.
Pardon me?
I mean, I did both.
Jinx over here like, we just put out an LP, man. Or EP, excuse me, right?
EP.
EP, excuse
Yeah.
me. LP, EP,
Same thing.
DP. Anyway, WB. But I think we got a lot to talk about it. So first things first. So me and in my righteous form, I kind of like want to introduce people again because I think I learned something about you. So how do you say it? Bitburg, Germany?
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
That's where you were born, right?
Not born, but
That's where you live?
yes, for a long time.
That's dope. Military?
Yes.
What? What branch?
Air Force.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Father or mother?
Dad.
Daddy.
Well, actually both.
Both?
But my mom got out after me.
You.
So, yeah.
She said, I'm good.
Yeah.
We can let's go ahead and hang out. Okay. Well, then that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So then after that, you moved to Florida?
Georgia.
Georgia.
That's actually where I was born. We moved back to where I was born. So,
Which would be?
Valdosta.
Valdosta.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to say that with a certain twang, don't you?
I don't like to.
Yeah?
It's either you get there and you're stuck there, or you just want to be the furthest place from there, which I guess was Tampa.
Okay. Well, I mean, and then there's a lot of people in Tampa that say the same thing, but I'm
Very true.
I left and came back. I didn't care. I love it here. This is a great city. It's just slow enough for me.
Yes, it's not too fast. Like I would hate Atlanta. It's too much going on.
Oh, too much.
But I would hate Valdosta. Too little going on.
Man, I went to Atlanta one time, and I'm in the underground mall. Like, they got a mall underground. I'm like,
it's weird.
It's not that serious.
It's not.
It's not that serious. But at the same time, it's that serious. It's what is it, Black Mecca? Black Mecca. We got to throw up parentheses. Quotation marks.
I knew what you meant. It's fine. We just chilling.
My brain just went like Henry. No, Henry, get it together.
It felt wrong. I was like, I'm just gonna let
it sit. So you speak Pig Latin? Mm-hmm. So say check out my album on your favorite streaming outlet.
That's a lot.
Let's go.
Ecce aude aime albume on a what?
Your favorite streaming outlet.
Oye avid frey imingstray outlet.
Whew. You heard it here, Chillin' and Chillettes.
Uffe.
She be trying to hide things
Man.
from her daughter. To try and speak to me in Pig Latin. After the first word, I'm like, fam, you lost me.
But here's what's worse. Like, I said something like, oh, I got her Halloween costume, but I said it in Pig Latin. I was like, I get her hey Halloween hey costume game. She's like, you got me a Halloween costume.
You're done, Mom.
And he's still like,
he's been decrypted, and that is so sick. And he's over here like, nah, bro, I need you to write that down. I need post-it notes, something.
Right.
Can I get a text? That's so
literally.
Tight. That's tight. But I mean, it's not for everybody. Pig Latin for me was like, nah, I can't do it. Like, I did it. I can do it, but it's just too much thinking for me to think about it. But you're like used to it now.
I'm used to it because, well, first of all, people speak it differently. Like, different. I don't know why, but this is the way that I learned it because I'm the youngest of 5 kids.
Nice.
And my siblings used to always talk to their friends in Pig Latin.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know, they don't want me to know stuff. Yeah, I want to be down, and they didn't want me to snitch on them, so that's why they would say stuff. And then eventually, like, the more you hear it, the more you like. I could understand it before I could speak it, just like any other language. Like you start picking stuff up, and you're like, I know what that means.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of figure out the concept, then it's easy. So.
Man, I'm having enough trouble with English. So.
Man, it's a thing.
And I know a little bit of like Dutch, French, and stuff like that, Spanish, but like just like enough to eat when I go there, and then I'm done.
Bathroom.
No, I'm pretty much just gonna find it, like, or I'm gonna plan my day accordingly. No, we're gonna go here, come back to the hotel. I'm gonna eat here, come back to the hotel, and then we'll figure out the nightlife. That's all you gotta plan out your days if you go overseas. Like you will get caught up in the simplest of things that like locals would look at as like simple, and you'd be like, ooh, wicker baskets from actual grass from here. Like, I don't think that's. I think that's how they just put the fruit on top of their heads. I think it's okay.
I have to have one.
Okay, how do we get this through customs? They're gonna be like, nah, man, there's bugs in there, bro. You can't have that. Let's see. So, how long you been in Tampa then?
A long time. So,
school?
Middle school.
Which
so, like halfway
one?
through middle school, Junta Middle School.
Junta.
Yeah. It's,
where is that?
Okay, so let me just finish and then we can go back.
Okay.
So Junta Middle School and then Spoto High School.
Okay, got it.
Usually both are like, I'm sorry, what?
No, I remember Spoto.
Okay.
I remember Spoto.
Well, Junta is older than Spoto.
Ah.
Junta was there first, and then Spoto was built while I was still at Junta. So.
True. Because Spoto was built right after Riverview, wasn't it? I don't remember. Something like that.
I thought Riverview.
We played Spoto. Oh, no, we played Spoto the year after.
Riverview was our rival.
Yes, because because we set a good standard with the football, you know what I'm saying?
What school was this?
Riverview High School.
Oh.
Yes, go Sharks.
Don't.
Go Sharks.
What?
Because your school was not.
Where'd you go to high school?
First of all, I went to Gaither.
Gaither? Okay.
But the years that I went, our football team was fire. We had a lot of people go to very prestigious colleges after that.
Also remember that Gaither also is in one of those schools that school board favor, and like there's like Armwood's one of the other schools that get favor. What was the other one? Was it Robinson? No, I know Gaither, Armwood, special treatment, and where else? Of course, Lakeland. Lakeland was just
Right.
We just got everybody in this area to get bust right here. And then guess what? We're gonna pick the litter. We're gonna pick right out. Put you here, you here, you here, you here. Got a lot of corn-fed boys out here. Our offensive line, hog mogs. Anyway, hog mollies. Why am I talking about hog mollies when we have Shelby Soul?
What'd you call me?
Nice. We will rewind and we will go over the tapes in here. I did not say you.
Can I ask what a hog molly is? What is that?
In football, we're talking about the offensive linemen, the big guys.
Okay.
But we want to look up what a hog molly is. Look here, Google.
That's a term.
We're gonna find it.
Never.
I can't.
You might want to put your safe search on.
Oh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Come on, hog molly. Widely distributed in warm, clear, shallow streams. Hog sucker.
What?
Hypentilium nigricans.
Like a
sucker.
It's a plant.
Oh, sucker. Mostly North American freshwater fishes with a lipped mouth for feeding by suction. So it's a sucker fish.
That's what I said.
North American freshwater sucker fish.
AKA.
That's what a hog molly is.
That's a weird thing to compare a football player to.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
But I'm thinking hog molly like pig, because hog is the...
That would be the hog.
Right.
Ooh, look at the urban dick. I'm not going there.
I told
We looked up this guy's name no, he looked it up, and he was the whole show. He was like, "Yo, do you got my name? It says this and this," and I'm like,
"Oh, my name in Urban Dictionary is pretty accurate."
Okay, I don't know. I don't think Urban Dictionary is good for the good old name Henry. I think it's gonna pretty much stay the same. Ruler of the house or ruler of the estate. It's gonna
Henry VIII.
I am. I'm just joking. I'm the second on paper, the third in reality, but nobody cares. Anyway, so let's get back to you. So, we spoke with you about Venus Blue in the previous interview. Yeah. So, what makes this solo experience so different and special for you?
Well, what makes it so different and so special is that it... I can't even say a lot of the music because there's only 4 songs, but I can say half of the songs are like older than my daughter, who is 6. Okay. So I've been sitting on music. I still am sitting on music that I just never had a desire to do anything with. I was never like, oh, I want to put out music. Even after Venus Blue, I never was like, oh, I'm going to put something out. And it wasn't until this time last year that I was like,
now's the time.
I feel it now. Like this feels right. And then everything just started coming together at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I met you in the studio. Mm-hmm. Like it was Lil Timmy. Mm-hmm. And to this day I'm like, I seriously thought that y'all were working on your
oh no.
Like I was just like, okay.
No, that was right. I would do stuff.
Yeah,
I would play,
work.
I played in church, I would sing, I would do like gigs, like solo gigs around town, and he just so happened to ask me, hey, do you want to be on this Christmas project? I'm like, whatever, sure, I'll come through. But as far as putting out my own like personal deep thoughts, feelings, etc.
No. Those are those babies. You gotta
really
keep those
selfish with it.
Keep it close. Oh, right next to mama's bosom, you know. Mm-hmm. All right, so Solstice.
Yes.
How do you feel it's been received so far?
So I think that so far, I surprisingly have not heard anything negative about it.
Surprisingly.
Yes.
All right. You're funny.
No,
Keep
for
going.
real, because I am honest when people ask me about. If you ask me, okay, I'm not going to just voluntarily tell you. Not all the time. In some rare situations, yes, I will have to go out of my way to be like, look,
yes,
this wasn't it.
I get it.
But if you ask me, I'm going to give you my honest opinion.
That's
And
what you should.
Exactly. And I asked people that I knew would give me an honest opinion about it, and it was just positive. And I'm like, there has to be somewhere an honest soul on this planet.
So these many people can't be lying to me at the same time.
Did they all get together?
You know?
Or yeah. So, but yeah.
That's good. I'm going to ask you a favor.
Okay.
Don't say it's only 4 tracks, because it's way more tracks than a lot of people have. Okay?
You're right.
Secondly, do you like your music?
I personally, I like my music because it means something to me.
Right.
So like I was saying earlier, I was really selfish with my music because I did not want, you know how you think you're the only person going through stuff and you don't realize how relatable a lot of the stuff is that you're going through?
Correct.
And I had like a lot of harsh realities that I had to deal with around this time last year.
Okay.
And once it all started, like it just kind of all bubbled to a head. I was like, oh, this is like kind of normal
Okay.
for people. Like people just don't talk about it.
So you're not exclusive. You're not like secluded or
yeah.
You're like, actually, I'm a human being. Like
I
actually,
am.
this is relatable information.
And then I didn't realize that I was being like other people who go through stuff and hold on to it, and then other people can't like learn from the experience
Right.
or even relate to
Right.
you because
or even get themselves out of the
Yes.
the blinders mode of this is only me going through this. Like,
Yes.
yeah, now I can figure out how to speak about it.
yeah, you have to be really comfortable with like being. I didn't understand why people like say it feels like being naked until I actually had to do it.
Yeah.
Like when people are like, "What is this song about?" And I'm like, like my dad asked me about what one of the songs was, and
Yeah.
it was like really, it wasn't even like that deep of a question. I was like, "Listen to the song."
I can't do that to you, Daddy.
It was
That
weird.
story is for like, E True Hollywood,
Yeah, it's for everyone else.
Yes.
but you,
Not Daddy. No,
who had
Daddy.
me.
We have a relationship that we need to keep the same. That's hilarious. Well, I mean, and that's good though. Vulnerability is not a favorite feeling for human beings. So, there's nothing wrong with what you felt, at all. It's just that I want to make sure that you feel like you emit the joy that it was to create, the joy it was to expel, and the relief that you have. So you can actually
Yes.
take that energy and actually reinstill
Yes.
yourself, so you can reinstill other people, because you're going to have to get. Matter of fact, this goes to you too, Jinx. You're going to have to re-up her energy,
Yep.
because people going to be coming to her for hers.
Yep.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
But in a weird way, it kind of happens in the process too. As you start pouring out,
It's supposed to happen.
yes.
It's not. It's a calling. It's a talent that you have to kind of be able to say, all right, I'm using my talent, even though I feel exposed.
Yes.
I'm still going to use this because this is necessary right now. Like I feel it's necessary. Therefore, those that you have spoken to, like, hey, so how you feel? They're like, no, this is necessary. What you waiting on? What you been waiting on? And they've been like, I needed this, So it's like, hurry up and get that product together, because you got a lot of fiends out there ready to, load it up. Put that what is it, the rubber out there on? Let me stop.
I watched Ray.
Yo, that's my dad's favorite movie, dog. That movie is
really?
hilarious. What? Jamie Foxx, dog.
Yes.
He came, as
It
far
was
as
weird.
channeling, oh my gosh.
weird.
Like the face, like, bro.
The everything.
He did it.
The everything.
He did it. Him and Jim Carrey, when he did Halfway to the Moon, or it was where he did another comedian that was crazy, kind of, sort of. But the way he channeled that guy, everybody was scared of Jim Carrey for a while. They were like, "You're a little dark now, bro." Like, I don't
Gotta
know.
watch that.
Yeah, I think I started to watch it. I don't think I ever
It's
finished it.
tremendous.
Yeah.
But you gotta after you watch that movie, search YouTube for like interviews of people that knew Jim Carrey and were dealing with him before, during, and after the show.
Ooh.
Crazy. Even Jim was talking about how people were like trying to avoid him or trying to. They were like, "No, you stop doing the character right now." He was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Like, and he was still in character. Like he was just gone.
That's crazy. He's so good.
But you know,
he's so good.
You know, everybody chooses their own path as far as their craft. Jim Carrey, he's I'm thinking he's more of an immersive kind of guy. He puts himself all the way in there. Like I'm going all the way, and I'm gonna come out with a couple $1 million.
Right.
Jeez.
And half my sanity.
You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I thought he lost his sanity with the what's the movie with the
chick?
Butterfly, not Butterfly Effect, but the other
number
one
23.
Like number 23 was okay. No.
No.
You guys are stepping ahead of me now.
Sorry.
Stepping ahead of me. This is what
That
was the other one?
messed me
Sunshine. No.
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I love that movie.
Great. That one took me 2 times to make sure I could like grasp it. Like I was like, it's tripping me out.
Oh,
You didn't like it.
It tripped me out. Like it really waked me out. And I'm like, I'm a devout Jim Carrey fan. So I was just like, I don't know if I can watch it all the way through. I forced myself, and then I watched it again, and then I liked
you have to watch it a second.
so you can
I'll watch
understand
it
it
again.
He was like, I don't like it.
Yeah,
you got
like,
because
during
I
it,
loved it the first
it's
time.
ripping my heart apart, dog. Like I'm like, because I'm an empath somewhat, and I'm like in it with him. Like when it was Truman Show, I'm like, where's Daddy at?
But why are they in my head though?
Why they hit the wall though? Why they couldn't just keep it going?
Right.
Couldn't get one of those lap pools or something. Just give them just spinning in a circle or something.
Nope.
That storm was weak. Got they got nothing on this storm coming to Tampa. They say, y'all better look at the forecast.
Man.
They say they got something. What? They got something over. What is it? Venezuela, Ecuador, something in the southern Gulf. Wow. They got another tropical storm. They said that the cone, for that. The cone diagram. Right. Tampa's right in the middle of that. Boy, I said, okay.
I'm still mad that I took Irma seriously. So, just for where I was, just for me,
I think
super selfish.
You're right, because inland Tampa and Lakeland, Orlando, all that, we good. Wind, trees, stuff like that. Oh, South Tampa, St. Pete.
Yeah.
Especially South Tampa. You ever seen these lovely, big, lovely houses? You drive through there? Mm-hmm. They're beautiful. Mm-hmm.
But they
that place stinks. The sewage down there is a tremendous problem. Then when it floods, it's terrible. Yeah.
But you know that when you buy those houses,
But they don't care. It's a status.
Exactly.
It's an image that I'm living.
Or half of them don't even live there anyway.
Or they just rent it out for $3,000 a month and then I leave.
I don't want to.
Right.
That's
one
crazy.
Day.
Every time I ride my bike through there, I'm like, literally, though, who lives here? Like, who in Tampa can afford?
Who would want to? Here's my thing, right? If I'm making this much money, I do not want to see, smell, touch, or even have anything to do with the neighbor. Mm-hmm. I need a mile. Mm-hmm. If I'm rich, I want a mile to my mailbox.
Right.
Yes.
I gotta have a golf cart
for real,
and it's not a regular golf cart. This thing, matter of fact, I'm gonna get a dune buggy. You know those dune buggies that go and get up and go.
Right.
Man, I'm gonna get one.
You should, because you've earned it.
That would be so awesome. And a helicopter. I gotta have a helicopter. Beat traffic every day. Come on, Cletus, we going everywhere. You seen those helicopters with the jet engines too? What?
No, I didn't see those.
They're they float, dog. Those things Those things are booking. You got to look it up. They I can't describe it. So they got the props on the top, and then you got the actual cabin, and behind the cabin you see two engines, and then it goes back to the back propeller. Dopest thing I've ever seen. I want one in blue.
In blue,
royal blue.
Royal blue.
Oh, it would be so
about this, huh?
magnificent. So we were just going to make sure that all of the mechanics from California.
Yes.
We don't hire those.
Yeah.
We're going to keep those over there. Yeah. Shout out. You know what? Rest in peace, Kobe, man.
Right.
Rest in peace, Kobe. Right. And your daughter. Bless that. Anyway, so back to my notes, because I keep impeccable notes. So first off, I have witnessed the support a little bit, and I'm loving it. So I'm just hoping that the wave keeps going, that everybody keep, you know what I'm saying, sharing, liking, and just the fact that the music's good. Anyway, next. Let's see. What would you consider to be your major message for your fans?
First of all, I didn't even know I had those because that's
I was about to say you gotta put up 2 hands, brother.
I mean, it's different when you know the. I don't know. I think that the message comes across in the music, which is what I wanted to happen. So, from the like, especially people that have seen me literally like grow up since the entire time that I've been in Tampa, or like since people that saw me in high school, like before I got this photo when I was like at Blake, and they've seen my musical journey. Yeah. I think that might be the biggest thing, that like, you know, there's always growth that happens in a lot of different levels. Like I feel like I grew, of course, as a person. I grew musically, and you can hear the growth even in the music, because there's a lot of like real stuff that happened. I feel like I was very like unapologetic about the lyrics. Good. So
you shouldn't be.
Yeah, like you can't. It feels weird when you are apologetic, I guess.
Yep.
It's not. It doesn't feel genuine.
No, it's because it creates that vibe of being disingenuous anyway. So it's not.
Nobody likes to be sugarcoating stuff.
A lot of people do, but at the same time, not music lovers though.
Yeah.
Most music lovers I know, they want that gritty, heart wrenching, or just emotionally driven. Like, give me something like meat and potatoes.
My music isn't really for not music lovers though. That's I've learned that. Yeah, it's not. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna
play it in the background. It's like, you know, clean the windows.
Which some people have said that they've said it's like cool weather cleaning, like ride down.
It's what's the word? Wavy. I'm chill. I could
wavy.
I could chill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? No, I literally chilled to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Put it up in the air. Yeah. But yeah. So let's see. Before we get into the actual music, are you a politically private person? Meaning, who'd you vote for?
I've never been scared to say who I voted for. I've never, like, I was today years old. Like, no one has asked me, and I didn't prepare myself to be like, because I was like, what? But everyone hates everyone. Right. I voted for Biden. Dang it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So
just putting it out there.
It's nothing wrong with that. What I would say to that is most of the people in Hillsborough County did.
I mean,
if you look, did you see the map?
Okay, I wish Florida would make up its mind.
Florida has always made up its mind. This is for lack of a better term, and this is a self-given term. This is a cracker state. I'm just saying. And the reason I say that is because the, I'll say conservative vote is Caucasian driven. They just now were talking about how Trump just tapped into the Hispanic vote, tapped into the black vote. And I'm like, I hear you, bro. But the demographics show exactly who voted for you. If you look at Tampa, St. Pete, if you look at, well, no. Because, what is that? Pinellas? What is Pinellas County? No, that's a red shit. That's a red area. So, so Tampa. You got Orlando. You got Jacksonville. Yep. You got Gainesville. I was surprised when I saw Gainesville become a blue county. Miami-Dade, of course, and that was it.
Wasn't Pinellas blue this time?
I saw it red. Was it blue?
It must have flipped. Well, it was going back and forth.
Yeah.
Pinellas?
Yeah, dog. Because Tampa, St. Pete, because that area over there is like, they got, I forgot how much influence they have in how many votes and blah, 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 all that crap. So it's just like amazing to actually see a cross section, like the actual feelings of America. Like you're watching it happen. You saw them states. Those states were not. They said New York, Biden. They had New Jersey, New Hampshire, all those little ones. You get to Maine. No. You go further down. Oh no. What was it? Did Biden get Pennsylvania?
No, that one's still up.
That one's still up. I'm like, oh God, whatever, man. Like that's why I didn't vote. I've never voted.
Time to go.
Never
in my life.
Really?
I was in the military. Never voted.
Why though?
I invoke my easy answer is I invoke my right not to vote. But the reason is because either way, it's still going to be the same crazy. Me, I'm not into big grandiose conversations about what our issues and everybody's views of politics and blase squaze, because nothing they say on either ballot comes with a plan that is street level. They got this plan that starts from here, trickling. What's left? Nothing. No change.
Do you vote in like the local elections or anything?
No. I don't vote.
And that was going to be my question, because I agree with you on at least on the federal level. There's very little that comes down to us, like you said, on the street level. But there's a lot of things on that ballot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that impacts us locally and stuff like that. So
Can I not vote on certain ones?
Yes.
Let you not vote.
You can skip over stuff.
Yeah. But I'm still skeptical of the whole voting.
It's okay to be skeptical.
I want to be. I have like an inner conspiracy theorist, right? And that's just me and my human nature fooling myself to give me a narrative to just talk about why I don't. To be honest with you, I just never really got that whole your vote counts and da 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 da. I get it, but I'm just like, nah.
It's being a black woman for me.
Yeah, that's dope.
I can't not vote. I'm on the
especially because of the history of black women and before you that worked hard and
separately though, black people period and women period.
Well done. So well done. I was told I was insensitive last week, so I need to really take my sensitivity training seriously. No, but I get it. No, I get it completely, and I understand that wholeheartedly. It's just that it's also difficult because I'm from St. Thomas, so my nation was bought anyway, or my land. You know what I'm saying? My island was bought by America. Anyway, I could go there, I could do all that, but I really don't like doing that. My common brass tacks bottom line is I'm just invoking the right not to. You know, I'm just chilling. I pay my taxes. I make sure my tags are straight. I make sure my baby's eating. They only get the flu shots when they command them or when I don't catch it, you know?
Yeah. My thing is, I mean, there's a lot of people that feel
but I don't complain.
Either way. And that's what I was going to ask. But I don't complain. That's exactly what I was going to ask.
No. I only speak on facts. Only thing on what I see and what I observe is that the juice does not get to the mouths that need it.
It doesn't, but there's people that are closer and closer to that, and there are people that if you did vote for them, or especially in like the local stuff, I think the local stuff is more important than the big stuff, because like you said, it's going to go the way it's going to go.
No, that makes sense.
But the local stuff is super important because I mean it's just simple stuff like our taxes are higher, because we voted on that. Like it's like, do you want this to go here? Well, you're going to have to pay more money. Like we literally voted for that, and imagine how many people are saying the same thing. Like, you know, I don't vote because I don't think it makes a difference. That's a big group of people.
But their money's going to change, and they're going to be like,
not even that. But imagine if all those people got together and actually voted.
Then a sway, possibly.
But is that possibly not worth it?
It is worth it.
Especially for me to think that anybody that looked like me X amount of years ago
couldn't,
and would kick my whole behind. Just
if you didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like I have to.
That's good.
And I wish you would
Thank
consider
you.
it.
Oh, I've considered it for years.
No, but I just thought I'd say it. You know.
Trust me, I've had actual leaders in my unit come to me about voting. Just, okay. Thank you. I appreciate your concern.
Yeah.
I customer service them. I'll be like, yeah.
You know, one thing I wish people were able to have conversations like this without demonizing one each other. Because as somebody that votes, somebody that doesn't vote, I feel like there are good.
It gets out of hand.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
There's a lot of things that you can learn from each other as far as different perspectives.
Politics,
I think
religion, and love life. Don't talk too crazy.
Right.
But
go ahead.
I just think that that's kind of how all conversations should go. Like every conversation shouldn't
adult
be
conversations.
Yes, but kids do it too, though. They do it really well.
Yes.
in the good way.
I get it. I get
which
it.
I feel like we can learn from that. But everything doesn't have to be. You have to think the way I think, and
That's
my
correct.
end goal is. And people don't think that's what they're doing, but I'm trying to convince you that what I'm saying is what you should think.
Right.
With all those topics you just mentioned.
I know.
Relationships, religion,
Yes.
politics, etc.
And that's how they listen as well. They're listening
Exactly.
to preach at you rather than to have a conversation.
Because what I do is right,
yes,
and what you would do is less than what I do.
Right.
and then their tone even reflects their position when it comes to, or their rigidity to be receptive. Like they're opposing receiving information.
Because you start messing with people's foundation.
Oh yeah,
They don't like that.
of course not. Why would you?
People don't
My
like that
thing
to be
is,
challenged.
honestly, the whole thing for me, as far as our problem issues and our problems and issues here in America, is because of the home. Like we are not speaking. The people on top are not speaking about the issue of who's in charge of the house. You got to speak in several directions now. You got families with mother and father. You got families with just the mother. You got families with just the father. You got mother and mother, father and father now. You got to speak to all of these people now to be able to say that, look, we have to at least get to a bottom line understanding of what a moral code we should live by when we raise our children, when we raise affluent additions to our society, citizens, people that are civil, like they understand how it is to live amongst other people, rather than being all like you can't. We have to take our children out of being self-centered. The world is not revolved around your child. Your world,
Yes. Your world does.
your world, your responsibility
Period.
definitely does. But what I'm saying is your responsibility also is to enlighten your child
Yes.
on the world that you are rearing them to get into.
It's hard to do
because
both.
my parents, they reared me really Christian, Bible-based, strict. Not completely like the girls got culottes and the guys are, holding the Bible with the slacks and tie on every day. No. Even though we went to a church like that, but I was the black kid that didn't really do all that. Anyway, but
Shocker.
They were strict though. And so with them being strict, I learned so much. I learned how different I am, and I learned how I approach things. And I've actually been told recently that when I approach things as right and wrong, I'm wrong. Because it's about perspective. It's not about what's right and wrong.
Everything
anymore.
is about perspective.
But my thing is like, okay, if our society, or excuse me, let's just start household. If our household has a set of rules, but then it's like for me, when you say it's up, it's like perception, it means it's up for interpretation.
Right.
But if the rules are set from the beginning of what right and wrong is, I'm thinking that should hold true to form from beginning to end, as long as who
because right and wrong
enforces the
is
rule
subjective.
is in charge, right? No, I don't know.
It's all subjective.
But that's
And
the thing.
Perception and perspective.
But that's the thing. If it's your child, I've witnessed people's children run them. I don't get it. I've seen it in private. I've seen it in public. The mouths on these children and the way they speak to an adult, I lose it. My daddy instinct jump in fast, dog. Excuse me.
I'll snatch my
Who are
kid
you
up
talking
real
to?
quick. Yeah.
What? And the mother and the father looking at me like I'm crazy.
Nope.
I brought a child to their parents that was stealing and playing with the toys in Walmart. Opening the toy, playing with the Legos, putting it together in Walmart.
What?
Parents weren't even looking.
Stop.
I say, excuse me. You know that's theft, right? And he tried to wave me off like, hey. And I'm like, no, brother, let's talk. Because you really need to understand what you're doing right now.
Because nobody else wants to tell you.
Nobody's here to correct you. And that's another thing as far as what I deem when it's relative. Are you getting caught or not?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you opening so much room for confusion to me. I'm like, no, I need to know what's right and wrong, so I know where to stand. The Bible even tells me that that you have to abide by the laws of the land. Mm-hmm. There's no room for interpretation when it comes to your driving skills. You should be abiding by the law. Why are these double lines here for protection?
Yes.
But you're going to go against that. But now guess what? Car wreck. Why? Yeah. Because you went against the freaking rules.
Because I got away with it X amount of times before.
Thank you. You going across the median? You big truck driving? Never mind. Shut up, Henry. I'm sorry. But that is the extreme that I feel that it gets to when we're so lax. We're so lax, and people wonder how their child made a bomb in their garage. How their child got an arsenal in the bedroom. Like, what do you mean you don't know about your... Lock what door? Mm-hmm. You got me entirely bent. I'm super old school. I'm sorry. Anybody, chillers and chillettes, if you have any ladies for me, let them know ahead of time I believe in corporal punishment. Not for her, but our children will be in line. And when do you start spanking? Oh, when they can make a decision between right and wrong. When I know that we've talked and you can talk.
Hello.
And you've expressed to me that you understand. You understand because you told me you understood. Matter of fact, I didn't even ask if you understood. You spoke as though you understood. And now guess what? I hold you accountable. And that is what America does not have. Accountability. At all. So nobody wants to fess up. Nobody wants to hold blame. Nobody wants to hold a hot pot like, oh, you put all this crap in here. No, you put all that crap in there. You turn the heat up. This is your mess. Hold it.
But I think sometimes there also is a lack of understanding. Because sometimes you can assume understanding. So even if someone speaks as if they understand, I can talk all day as if I understand something, don't have a clue what I'm talking about.
Then you're lying.
But I feel like I understand because I have a general concept. I can put these things together.
Now I get you.
So when I talk to my daughter, if I tell my daughter, okay, this is what you did wrong, and this is why you're going to get in trouble for it next time if it happens. Repeat back to me what happened.
What I just
said. Summarizes, and then that's when I know what. And what's crazy is you don't have to just do that with kids. I do that at work all the time. Okay, so just help me understand. That's how you do it with adults.
Talk to me.
Help me understand.
Now that makes sense because that's actually counseling tactic. That is smart conversation with another entity, with another person, with a person that you respect, because that is what you give the person, dignity.
Yeah.
That is a conversation.
But then that's how you get muddled perspective because I thought I understood.
Okay. But see, I'm a firm believer in questions as well. I love questions.
But you don't know what you don't know.
You have feelings, though. So if you have a feeling that you're like, I don't really get it.
But okay.
Be honest. Yeah. Then to me, that's acceptance. That's just like, no, I.
But you learned that as a child, though.
I'm cut from a different cloth. Then I guess I'm cut from cardboard or something, man. Because iron. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad don't play the fiddle. Like he jokes and carries on, but like you see how quick he's like compartmentalizes the emotion. Like you were joking, but you said the wrong thing in the midst of the joke. What? Right out of it. Foop, gone. Energy changed. Pressure right on your neck. I just changed. And I'm like, okay, Dad. What I meant was, and he's like, oh, okay. But it's still not the same. But it's still not the same. Because pressure still there. Conversation done. But
I'm scared you're pissed.
yeah, it's like, how about those bucks?
Right, right.
So it's just that I back to my point, accountability, and now I receive what you're saying as far as understanding, as in the person may not be on the level of understanding or maturity to be able to receive what you're giving, to effectively be able to do that on their own in the next instance. I understand that. That's why my father also taught me about equity rather than equality. You got two children can't be the same, treated the same.
Yes.
They're never going to be the same. But equity says that you love them equally, but you may vibe with this one differently than the other child. Like me and my son, we could play games all day. My daughter, she just want to sit there. She just want to snuggle next to daddy on a tablet. Bet. Easy life.
I did a like this test quiz thing yesterday about like what kind of leader you are. And
Okay.
I felt really weird about some of those questions because I did choose like it's like do you prefer equality, like treating everyone on the same playing field, or do you prefer to like individually value each person? And I was like, if I say I individually value each person, does that mean I don't want equality? I'm like, wait, but maybe I don't want equality. Maybe that's
honestly
not...
that is macro micro. So you could go micro and have that same relative equality to the macro. Macro is like everybody. Micro would be I'm treating each individually the same, but you and I have different interactions, so I react to you differently than I would react to you. As in, I like your vibe, but you on the other hand, I'm gonna keep you at arm's distance. We can vibe. Let's go to the, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the concert. You know, that type of thing. I believe that it's still that if you put your mind to it, it can be the same. As in, I can treat everybody equally, individually.
Yes.
Because you kind of have to. Because honestly, that's what everybody's striving for daily, is to find individuality. I need to be me. You better treat me like I want to be treated, or else guess what? I'm going to excommunicate you from my life.
Exactly.
I don't love you no more. Delete my number.
Right.
Whatever. You're never going to lose me.
People sensitive.
I'm going to be right there on Facebook. Poke. Poke. Take it right back to old school. Poke.
With the little care reaction.
What was the memories pictures like this day
I hate
6
the
years
memories
ago?
so much.
I'm gonna send it to you every time.
Oh God.
Send.
Remember this?
Straight up. All right. We are having a fantastic time, but I think it is time. I think it's time so we bless the airwaves a little bit. That's what I'm saying. To be honest with you, we have gone through the first hour of the show.
Wow, it's been an hour already?
Don't you love that? Like,
crazy.
I love that. That's like the best part of my job.
Yeah.
It's like time. Gone.
You're a great conversationalist. I feel like every time we have a conversation, it's a great one.
Outstanding. I appreciate you guys.
And we never really are on the same page about what we think,
Don't
but
have
we
to
have a
be.
great conversation.
Yeah. Because people
adults.
have to choose your temperament ahead of time. You have to choose who you want to be ahead of time. Like if I could speak to every woman that I see out with the bonnet on, and I would do it, but I don't, because I don't like getting cut and I don't like getting stabbed. I don't want to get shot. I don't want somebody baby daddy finding where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Crazy. This is Tampa. Okay. So I'm just saying, I keep to myself in some instances, but I can speak generally and say, I think there's a certain level of decorum that we black people need to elevate ourselves. Matter of fact, people in general. I apologize. I don't want to sound too
Black
bigoted,
people.
but I can say that though, because I'm black. It's my show. Anyway.
Biggity black.
But what it is that your decorum. My dad even says, Henry, you got your the way you dress represents you first. I was like, you're right. But I'm trying not to look my age right now. I'm really, really, really working hard to keep what little bit of cool I ever gained in my entire life. Like, I'm not cool at all. I'm the greatest geek ever. This is great.
Aren't we all?
I freaking love being different. Like, who watches UFC obsessively like me? Who watches anime like me? I don't know. Kung Fu
people.
movies all day. I watched Return of the 36 Chambers the other day. It was great.
Nice.
It was great. Slow. It's perfect.
I would ask if you're okay, but you seem really happy.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Like, I'm a volatile person, and I just expel it in different ways. I just got to watch it, and I'm good. You know, I would have been able to thrive in the Roman era. You know, the whole Colosseum thing.
Yeah,
you guys got.
I don't know. I can't watch people die for
They'd
sport.
probably have me in the Colosseum. Like, they'd be like, look at a black guy, please.
No, really.
We need you. We need to. What do they call them?
Slaves.
Right.
The word. What was the word in Django for the fighters?
Slaves.
Slaves, right.
Come on, guys. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
The
I'm trying
fighters,
to-
like the black, not Mandingos.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Mandingos. Was it
Mandingos.
Dingos?
Oh, yeah, the
It was Mandingos.
Mandingos.
They call them
Yeah,
Mandingos?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They were scary.
yeah.
Very scary.
You know what's crazy? Like, when UFC first started, like,
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. It was
I
too
can't
brutal.
watch it.
Yeah. And now,
Did they tone it down or something like that? Because I feel like
okay. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because when first came out, it was a tournament. Like, they would have a bunch of guys fight each other, and then you go to the next level, fight again. The next level, fight again. Next level, you fight for the end of the night. But you got these guys going through 4 and 5 fights a night.
Yeah.
It was bad. Then it was the rule where you could you could kick it, you could hit in the low blow, and you can kick in the head when they're down. You can't headbutt. You can't headbutt or bite. That was it.
Oh no.
Don't you bite.
Can you?
Spit out your mouthpiece, Tyson there. No, I'm playing.
Oh God.
Shout out to Mike Tyson. Way to go. You look great, guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you ever seen Zach Galifianakis get punched in the face on what was
Hangover?
it? Hangover?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Even if it was cinematographically like done, like it looked hard. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to watch him fight Roy Jones Jr.
Same.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. It's gonna be either really great or really bad.
Or really bad.
Either way, I'm watching.
It's gonna be good, boy. It's gonna be good. I want to see the other fights too. They got what is it? John Paul, the white dude. The white dude. He's a online influencer or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jake Paul.
He's boxing. Oh, you remember him now?
Yeah,
Do you really, or are you just like whatever?
I have no idea what's going on.
Outstanding. At least you're honest about it now. But yeah, he's supposed to fight, but he actually trained to box though, so he had a lot of time to train because you pretty much make all your money online. So one of these years,
Right?
so
Speak it.
we spoke about bringing your music up for the good people. And so, this is what I would like to do.
Oh.
I'm going to start with you, my lady. We have
Should be right there, the gray one.
time for the solstice. Which one?
Right there. Boom.
And that's for you. So, chillers and chillettes, what I want you to do, go ahead and close your blinds, lock the door, put the cat in the other room, the dog too, whatever.
Or both.
Put the TV on mute. You don't have to change the channel. Just put it on mute. And I want you to get you a little blanket because it's cooling out. And I want you to put your reading glasses in your third mind. Just put the reading glasses on your third mind. You feel me? I need you to go on this other plane. Chillers and chillettes, please don't look around you for literal glasses. I mean metaphorical glasses.
For your third eye.
Call them 3D, if you will. Or 3E.
Yes.
Well, what we gonna do, we gonna have Shelby Soul, if you wouldn't mind, letting us know, introducing what you gonna bless us with. Oh, and Facebook, and all of y'all, guess what? We got the rights to this, because she pressing play. You feel me? You go right ahead, my dear.
So let me just play it or just
introduce
it? Okay.
Introduce it. You know,
so
Michael Buffer just doesn't throw the boxers out there.
It's
he
my
speaks.
first time, okay?
Oh, and then you're forgiven.
Okay. So the entire project, as we mentioned before, is called Solstice. 4 tracks. Not only 4 tracks, just 4 tracks.
4 wonderful tracks.
4 wonderful tracks of my heart and soul.
You go.
And this first track is called Waking Up in the Clouds. This is one that is one of those like very old, probably 2012-ish, 2011-ish that I wrote.
That's a good time.
This is back when I played guitar. So I originally wrote this song on guitar. However, okay, don't get excited. I did not play guitar on this one.
Okay.
That would be Mr. Nick Herbert. Shout out to Five Studios. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is Looking Up in the Clouds.
My days have been low lately, so maybe I should forget to go. But oh, the sound of your voice in my ear. Please forgive the statement, but if you don't love me, then who will? And I know I'm not crazy, but lately I've been waking up in the clouds. I just wanna come on down, but I'd rather you fly with me. And I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly. Never ever will forget the way your eyes shine so bright in my mind. I wish mine were as alive. No one compares to you or ever will. No one compares. And I know I'm not crazy, but lately I've been waking up in the clouds. I just wanna come on down, but I'd rather you fly with me. And I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly. Your mind, I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly.
Bring it in. Chillers and chillettes, chillers and chillettes, chillers and chillettes. I told you to set the ambiance before this was played. Wonderful, wonderful. We were also discussing a lot of things offline because we're awesome like that. But I need to make sure, where did the influence for this song start, if you don't mind?
So this song, because it was around 2012-ish, it obviously was a different relationship.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just about this person that I was into and that we were dating. Mm-hmm. However, it was just kind of like back and forth, kind of, where it's like, this is what I want, and I've made it very clear as far as like in a relationship, and like, you know, trying. You know how you just try to get on the same page with people. You know, you both want to be in a relationship, but you're trying to get on the same page.
Yeah, I get it.
And in that time, there can be kind of like a lot of back and forth. So that's why it's like, I can try to change your mind, but you let me know.
Got it.
If you want to fly.
That's real.
So yeah.
Well, see, that's good. I am a firm believer in ultimatums. I like them.
You can like them.
I love them. Reason I say that I love them, remember how earlier I said I love rules? I like to know where I need to fit. Because if I can play and do what I want to do up until a certain point and still get what I want,
then you will.
I'm going to stay right underneath that point. But if I have an ultimatum and I need to understand, Henry, you're either going to keep or lose this person.
So let me tell you about a female real quick. Or a woman. Actually, a female too, because there are females like this. We do not like giving ultimatums. If we give an ultimatum, it's because we feel like we have to, right?
Okay.
Because we feel like if you're going to choose me, you're going to choose me. I don't want to have to put you in a position where you have to choose, right? But so there's that. Like, I feel how I feel, and now I feel forced to give you an ultimatum. It's like you almost gave me an ultimatum and gave you an ultimatum.
I get it.
Which is weird. But then there's also the backlash of giving an ultimatum as a woman. So remember we were talking about you don't think like everybody else.
Correct.
A lot of people are like, you can't give me an ultimatum.
Oh, I know.
It's weird. It's wrong.
No, I want that.
And you get a lot of like, well, women do this and women do that. And I live for those people posting on Facebook. I live for them.
Control on the best of my days.
Oh, yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, brother, like, me and, man. Just tell me. Tell me what's up. Because
but you tell you.
My thing is, I'm a kind of guy that I will literally forget to say, hey, are you my girl? You know what I'm saying? Are you playing with my frog? You know what I'm saying? I literally forget to say that. Reason being is because my lifestyle treats my woman like she's my rib. Like, you just here. Like, I call you, you come, you're here. I talk to you when I need to talk to you, my friend. Boom, boom, boom. Are we eating? You hungry? Let's eat. Boom. You're with me. But at the same time, a lot of people don't really look at the time spent, the bond that's been reinstilled with every conversation, every situation that we go through together. Because guess what? We are together. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't take that as the relationship.
A lot of people do. However, I've been in a relationship like that where I was always with this person, and I thought that we were, this was a thing because I literally have a key to your place. Like, all of these things are happening that make sense. In some kind of way, you still found a way
to go with someone else.
Everybody else. Like, it wasn't just like it was like, whoa.
Not just one, two. Well,
yeah, I still don't know how many.
I'm also a firm believer in being honest too, because if I have several friends that their women are like, well, he's a hoe, so I'm gonna just accept him for who he is. I'm not particular in that kind of, not particularly favoring that title of a whore.
Okay.
But if a man chooses to have more than one woman, and that is his choice, and these women are accepting of said choice, I cannot tell them that they are wrong. Me personally, I'm like, whatever. Like, if she down, be down. If it's monogamous and I love you, then it's monogamous, because it's you. I gotta be monogamous then. Cool.
It sounds like you let people choose things for you a lot. In a relationship.
More like I say what I want, and if you tell me you can't dig it, and if it's something that I can accept, I will go your way with it.
But then when do you get to choose this is what I want, and not just I'll accept it?
I said what I wanted, but I am there's certain things that I'm willing to accept, but there's very few deal breakers for me. Like, as in cheating without me, like honestly, in any relationship, I don't want my woman with anybody else. So if you go with someone else, please just let me know ahead of time, because I'm a cool guy and I will allow you.
That's not the world we live in.
I know. I just would prefer you to let me know, and you just go on about your business, leave me alone, and let me do what I want to do. You know, that's the way I thought it should be, because that's what I do. If I don't want you no more, I'm gonna let you know. This is the reason why I like you. I don't like you as a person. I love you as a person, because I know for the God in you, I love you.
Right.
But as far as liking being around you, these are the reasons why I need to distance myself from you.
Mm-hmm. So I can like you.
Just so that we can have something joyous to talk about later, when we can miss each other after 2, 3, 4, 5 months or weeks.
Years.
Whatever.
What?
See? A lot of healing time here. So it's just, I don't give away my decisions. I make my decisions a little broader, so that I really do take blessed is the peacemaker to heart, because there's been moments where I will shut up completely. I will answer with head nods, because I'm out of this conversation now, because I know that anything I say is going to go either over your head, or it's going to go right in your ears. You're going to process it incorrectly and twist it back out, and you're going to say something that's going to completely piss me off. Oof. Because you're doing it on purpose. And therefore, I don't play into that kind of stuff either. So therefore, they get angry because I didn't react the way they wanted me to react. They ask me certain leading questions. I don't respond the way you want me to react.
I hate leading questions.
I love them because I purposefully answer them wrong or different than you expect.
I would do that.
I do. I look dumb, but I'm not. I am very smart.
You don't look dumb.
A lot of people treat me dumb. So, I don't know. I'm just going off of the first thing that you know.
You know why? You know why it is? It's because you're always happy and smiling.
I know. They take that for the weakness.
Yep.
And then when I shut everything down, they get angry or they get scared. Or then they say, and I'm just like, why are you intimidated by me being angry right now? You made me angry.
You were intimidated when I was happy.
Not at all. You love that. You were real big. I was just about to curse. Woo!
You did last time a lot.
Yes.
It was great.
I know.
I know.
So fun. Like, I love cursing. Like, I really do. I like when I was in the Navy. I was.
Oh, you were in the Navy.
Oh yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. And when they say curse like a sailor, when they say it, it's such a real thing. Because I mean, like, they give orders with curse words. Like, okay, officer.
Gotta feel it in your gut. Felt that order.
There is no HR in here. All right.
What does he call me?
No. That actually, in the UCMJ, Uniform Code of Military Justice, if you say that N-word, that is not only a sign of aggression. That is an actual assault.
Yeah. Yes, that's asking for. No.
I loved it when they told me that. And they also said you got like 5 to 7 seconds of like quote unquote insanity when you wake up.
I'm sorry, what?
So
every
they're not
morning.
supposed. You're not allowed to touch a person to wake them up. You're supposed to either knock on their rack, like where they're sleeping, or you say their name. And you say my name, I'm gonna wake up. But don't touch me. Don't touch me. I've seen people kick and flare.
I'm a.
What? It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But just, I love rules, and the rules. I love rules that make sense, because.
But that's that perspective thing again.
No. Okay,
it makes sense to you.
I still don't go against the rules that don't make sense. I'm not. No, I don't like being in trouble. I don't. Serious. 15 days in jail. I'm not going back.
Right.
Not going back. And that was a suspended license warrant. Are y'all sick? And I had the new license. But anyway, let's not go there.
Oh no, I got
because guess what? Food for thought, Chillers and Chillettes. If you ever get your license suspended, right? You get your you do everything you need to do, your restitution, you pay your money, you go get your license reinstated, right? And if you are on probation and you go to court to be able to show the judge, hey judge, I got my license.
Hey judge.
Brand spanking new license. The new joint with the see through
ones.
with the little hole in it, see your face through it, all that, the hologram, all of that. I was like, yes. Walked up in there proud, right? There was a probation office representative there, whom the judge told me to walk over to and show my license to as well.
Plot twist.
I thought that would suffice. Come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, Chillers and Chillettes, you must take your license back to your probation officer. My probation officer at the last visit said, bye.
Oh.
I won't see you again because I already paid off the restitution last visit. Say bye. Bye. See you later. You didn't tell me I had to bring back nothing to you. I was in the court. That representative didn't say I had to bring anything back to you. The judge didn't say I had to bring anything back to you. No paperwork you gave me said I had to bring anything back to y'all. But guess what? Y'all put a warrant out for my arrest. And guess who got picked up?
That is stupid.
Oh, but I love Tampa. Such a wonderful city. Yes.
I'm suppressing so many.
But the judicial system is botched. And I watch a lot of bots so I can recognize it easily. Anyway, so we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a funny one.
Wow, all of that from one song.
Yeah.
Do you see that train?
Well, do you listen to your music?
Do you even go here?
Where have you been? Oh, welcome back to the room. We're all ready for the votes now. No, I'm just playing.
Nobody.
So, real quick.
Nobody votes like I do.
Back to, speaking of voting, what were the political views that led you to your Biden choice?
I was real on the fence for a long time.
Yeah.
I really, I had to deal with myself because I was like, oh my God. Am I going to do?
What I'm going to do?
Am I going to do the dirtiest of deeds?
Wow.
That could be
the blasphemy?
The blasphemy.
That's not me.
I really thought about it. I was like,
I'm about to put out an album.
I know. Justin is going to ask me who I voted for, and I'm being embarrassed. All of these thoughts. But what did it for me was, I think it was I was forced to watch the debates.
Good.
Okay,
You're welcome.
As a child,
way to go.
As an adult, forced. Okay. And what did it for me was, I feel like for me, I vote for humanity. Like if I can relate to you, because there's not that I can relate to you, because a lot of the people that run for office don't look like me. Yeah. Actually, no one that's ever, to be clear,
yes.
No one that's okay. Anyway, so
freckles, everything. Yeah.
So one thing that I was like a huge hang up for me was the whole thing how Biden put through this law. Lots of black men went to jail.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. 18 whatever
Years
before I
ago.
was born.
Yeah.
Years ago they tried to him. So what did it for me was in that debate that came up, and he said something about, he basically admitted he was wrong. and like said what he would do.
That's honorable.
It's very like, because that was all the whole time. I was like, this is all I'm waiting for. That's all I want to hear. Just say you're wrong. But anytime the other person who ran, something was brought up that I don't know. We don't want to name names.
That's so funny.
But anytime something is brought up that he has done wrong, it's never, you can't admit. And my thing is like, you're going to screw up. Pre-presidency, post-presidency, during presidency, you're going to. Just tell me you're wrong, and let's go from there. Don't be hiding
and let's
stuff.
work. And what are you going to do to fix it?
And what are you going to do? Now, to be clear, I'm not dumb enough to think that you're going to tell me everything you did wrong.
Right.
I know that.
True.
But just highlight the important things.
Something.
It will be good. It's like a parent.
Can I at least get a pat on the head?
Just a little bit. Just something. Hold me
real.
over till next time you do something wrong.
Right.
That's all. That's all I want.
Real.
Right.
But yeah, that's when I was like, all right, I think I'm sold.
Okay.
I think it's the same thing for me.
Because I didn't want to
Yeah.
fall for the Kamala card, the Kamala.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm doing what the guy
Kamala,
did.
Kamala.
Oh God, I did it. So I don't.
You gotta think about it like Obama said.
Hey,
we gotta bring Kamala all the way here to the White House.
Ew, I don't like.
Wow, that's
like,
good.
Like it's so good. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, for me, like I said, I struggle too because I like I said before, like both ways. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be, it's very little that trickles down to us first of all, and I feel like on both sides, there's things that I find trouble with. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, just be a decent human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I ask for from you because you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, there's policies that I can agree with on the other side. I can go down those lists of things. I talk to her all the time about the reasons why. Oh, I can kind of rock with what he's saying over here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be a decent human being. You know what I mean?
That is the best way to describe what we, the people, should be looking at.
Right.
We should be listening to how you, as a human being, take this political view and speak it to a layperson and say, you know what, do you understand what I'm saying? And then the layperson be like, yeah, for real, I do understand what you're saying. Rather than, okay, you sound good saying it. It sounds good, but what about me?
Yeah.
Because that's what Ice Cube was saying. What about us? But anyway, but the issue of where we go with this? The issue of the politics being aloof, like the whole giant in the mountain is on purpose. It's also for control. It's also for that allure and like we're like, are we really here, guys? Are we really working towards a cause? No, we're working to survive. We're working to eat. We're working to get to the next paycheck. And nobody has that what's the term? Not rule book, but the plan. And I need people that are human beings to be able to explain their plan on street level, because that's where they from. I prefer somebody that's from the area to be serving that area, so that you know it's there. When they started talking about defunding police, no, just be smart with the police. You got people that's black, go police black areas. Hispanic is police Hispanic areas. White goes police white areas. But I think we should still mix it up. Main reason is we're gonna hold everybody accountable in those areas.
Okay,
as well.
yeah, because that worked before. Holding everybody accountable.
Oh no! It's a frat. Police force is a fraternity type thing. But anyway,
yeah.
All right. So, where was I going with all that? Forget it.
Yes.
Back to Solstice.
Wow.
You guys know how to reel me back in, man. That was awesome. All he had to do was just throw out that Solstice. He didn't even say hashtag. He didn't have to. That was dope. So this is what we're going to do. Chillers and chillettes. I'm going to digress. We just chilling with Shelby Soul. Go ahead, lady.
Okay, cool. Wow. So then I wasn't expecting that amazing transition, but here we are.
Segue.
So the next track is actually the single.
Yes.
And it's called NTOB.
Yes.
Stands for New Taste of Bitterness.
Yes.
This is another one that originally I wrote years ago on guitar. Yeah, and I was like it, but I want a different vibe, and I couldn't find the vibe that I wanted for it.
Okay.
And when I finally found it, this amazing producer, bass player, human being, Rugod, came in, and it was great because we spoke the same language.
Well
I'm
said.
like, look, this is what I played, hate it, okay, but I want you to do something weird with it. And he was like, so you mean like, I was like, yes, yeah.
Thank you.
And then I live for a good bass line, okay? I live for a good bass player, okay?
Believe me, I understand.
So he did that. He laid the bass, and it was like, I just love how we could go back and forth with like, yes, I like this, but can you do this? And he like, it literally was like having, I always hate like going and playing gigs and people think you're just like a boop, can you do this? Boop, can you? And I was that person.
Okay.
But he did it.
That's what's up.
That was like the only difference.
He knew the position to play right now because it was about you in that moment right there.
And I never felt so seen.
Okay.
I felt very, very heard.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's a good vibe.
Yeah, it was a whole vibe. So this is this is NTOB.
I love this song.
If you wanna try again, So I've decided that I'm done with you, and even if you can miraculously try to win me back, I can't make up for where you like no more. I can't be patient anymore. Oh, I've had my coffee black, drink Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. I've had my coffee black, yeah, drink Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness.
Yes, we are here. I don't know how many people that don't like their coffee black. I don't know how many quality people
Come on.
that don't like their coffee black. You know what I mean? Too much cream. It's just a little, it's losing the effect. You know
I
what
get
I'm saying?
gassy.
I was just gonna say you gonna get some gas.
Yes, she does.
Yo, you be pulling. That's love right there. That's love right there. She be doing. What's the thing called where you fart and you put the cover over their head?
That's a,
Dutch oven. The
Dutch oven.
Dutch oven.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a crop duster. So
Outstanding, silent but deadly. She's like, oh,
who was that?
she's like, he's like, chocolate? What is that? Sorry. That's terribly nasty. That is so funny. Love. Woo, 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 woo. All right. So chillers and chillettes, we are back. We are just chilling with Shelby Soul here on Flow Higher Radio, compliments of Spreaker. We are having a grand old time. We are playing music that everyone can hear. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. This is momentous.
Much excited.
Much excitement. Moto. So a little birdie told me we've got a bit of an event to go to. It's called Rock the Park.
Oh, you've heard?
Is this correct?
Have you heard?
Would you let the people know?
Oh, absolutely.
I would love for you to.
I would love to tell.
Marvelous.
So yes, tomorrow night, 7:00 p.m. It is the first Rock the Park since pandemic.
Right.
I don't call it the pandemic; it's pandemic with capital P.
Yeah, still going on.
But yeah, downtown Tampa, Rock the Park. It is back as of tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be me, Ken Anderson, and Poetry and Lotion.
Okay, yeah, we performed. Synergy and the Cups performed with Poetry and Lotion before. They were on our set. That's dope, man. They still around.
Yeah,
good guys.
Yeah,
cool.
So I'm really excited about that.
That's so Tampa.
Man, right? Right?
I love it.
Ain't it though?
But no, Rock the Park's dope. Have you performed there with Venus Blue before?
No, when Venus Blue did Rock the Park, that was like right before before I came.
Okay.
Which is like kind of also around the time I met him, because he kept trying to get me to go to Rock the Park, and I can never go. I can never go.
Aww.
I think I've been to like one. I went to one when Tommy Phenom performed.
Oh yeah,
he's dope.
He's super dope.
He's dope. Tampa got some talent, man. If we had a little more advertising with the promotions that go on, right? If we had a little more access to the media outlets in the city, crazy.
Because we depend on each other to come to promote each other's stuff, and that's not where the promotion is. It's really not. As much you can't support everybody's doing stuff. Everybody's doing stuff,
especially in our circles. Like,
yes,
and that's because that's who we par with. Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't we par with people that are doing things as well? Motivation.
Exactly.
It's just that you can spread yourself super thin. You
can
can be like, nah, I'm not spending $30 to go to 3 different events in the same night. Right. And that's before drinks.
The same night.
Nah, I'm Gucci. That's a lot of gas. That's a lot of trouble.
And some people do it on purpose, but whatever.
Well, I mean, if here's the thing. If you're on a promotion run, if you're actually promoting a project, I feel that you should be in the scene. 1 or 2, maybe 3 places in the night. Because those locations, you know who's there. You go in, show your face. You get on the mic or whatever. Know the DJ. Ew. Whatever, case may be. Hey, I got an album out. Bum, 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 bum. I hope y'all like it. Oh, I can sing a little quick song. Blah, 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 blah. Don't forget BMI Live. And then you can keep your music going. And it's like things that I did not did not know to do, that I'm just throwing it out there.
I wouldn't do that though. I don't have
shit.
I know I should.
$5. God.
Yep. You almost made it.
You almost made it. You really did.
Ugh.
I was gonna say I believe in you.
Bring your kids. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's okay. Nah, man. Man, I'm so mad that I cursed just now.
Oh.
Where's this $5 going?
It's like back into the whole, show. It's like more money I got to spend on the show.
Well, that's good then.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to get to the big leagues, Steve Harvey level, ish. Not really. I don't care.
I think you could.
Game show or comedian thing?
Just like,
okay.
I could see you having like a show.
Thank you.
Like a talk show.
I don't know my talk show.
I could see you having a talk show.
Talk show?
I thought when you said Steve Harvey, I was like, oh, because we're on, like, it's like a radio.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you meant Steve Harvey morning show, but then you went game show and it threw me.
Yes.
So
we're going to stick with the radio format. Thank you, because I got a face for radio. It's a joke. My dad used to call me Quasimodo when I was a kid.
I got called Quasimodo when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, just for like a brief period. I got kicked in the eye.
I did as well, but I was an adult when that happened. I was in, what was that? Long Branch, New Jersey. I was in the Navy. My boy, we're not going to say his real name. Sleevo. Sleevo. We call him Sleevo. I'm not going to say his real name. In the military with me, I had nowhere else to go. Wasn't going to drive to Florida from Virginia. And so I wasn't going to West Virginia to see my homeboy that played college football there. So my homeboy was like, hey, man, come to New Jersey with me. I was like, all right, bet. Get in the car. As soon as we get in the car, we stop and we get a 22-pack of beer and a bottle of, I forgot what kind of rum it was, right? We get to New Jersey, the 22-pack done. We halfway done with the liquor bottle. This is, kids, this is not what you do with your life, okay? There's a lot of drinking going on in the Navy. But anyway, so by the time we get to New Jersey, we're sloshed, to say the least. And we're at his cousin's house, and his family dynamic is strange. This is such an American family, right? Sleevo is like light skin. Like
clear.
He comes across as Hispanic or Caucasian.
Translucent.
Basically. Dad is light skinned, mom is white. So he, on the other hand, has chosen black. So therefore,
you gotta commit.
You know who Sleevo is now. In New Jersey. And so we get there, and their family is black. Almost as black as me. So it's Sleevo in here going ham with his family. Like, they living life. He drunk. He's loving it. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's smoking. All kind of craziness going on. And I'm sitting here just looking. Getting to the point. We go out to the bar. We get to the bar. The girl he was talking to before he got to the bar was upset because he was talking to 2 new girls in the bar. So, but apparently they fell out. I don't even know what happened. So then at this point, she trying to fight the girls. And I say, nah, man, come on, let's go, because she came with us. And I'm just trying to be a good guy. Nah, man, come outside, man. Just leave that alone, blah, blah, blah. I am messed up. Like, I'm totally messed up. Like, I don't even remember after what I'm about to tell you. So I tell her, come on outside, blah, blah, blah. And then at this point, I don't remember what happened next. So what I was told that happened was I came out with her and I just kept like guiding her and pushing her away from the club, like to go to the car. And they were in like this group of dudes saw me doing that. And they were like, oh, you trying to take this girl? And she was Hispanic and they were Hispanic and it was like 9 of them. And so what happened, they basically jumped me. And the thing is about that I learned quick about, I'm just going to be blood raw. There's a white boy drunk. You ever heard being like white boy wasted? All right. The reason they say that is because when you fight a white boy that's white boy wasted, it's not a regular fight. Because they keep getting back up. And I was white boy wasted that night. I'm talking about, it was to the point where I dreamt about the actual beating later, to where I remember being on my side in the fetal and seeing the Timberland come.
Oh my gosh.
Bow! Kicked me dead in the face. And they said I jumped up through my setup at this point. Because the whole time I'm just like, come on, guys. Like they're hitting me and kicking me and all this stuff. But I'm like not falling. And then I trip on the curb. That's how I fall. And there's like, how do you take all this? I was like, I play football. Like, what are you talking about?
Who was watching all this happening and not helping you?
I'll tell you in a moment. And so all this happened. I get knocked down once. I get up. Get knocked down again. I get up.
Come on, Donnie McQuirkin.
This point where I kicked in the head, I got up and I started like really put my setup like, all right, because apparently I got focused. And I started swinging and they backed up and that was the end. And at that point, the young lady, whom was my boy Sleevel's cousin, she let off 2 in the air. Blah, blah. Everybody scattered. Club's done. Everybody's leaving. Henry leaves. And at this point, I didn't notice until we got back to the cousin's house. And I went upstairs completely trashed. And this is when I start remembering things again. Because I remember going up the stairs. I get to the bathroom and I'm just trying to like use the bathroom. And then I see the mirror like out the side of my eye. And like it was so huge. It was like, you have the good eye, but the bad eye was like so super swollen. And yeah, I looked like Quasimodo going into the mall the next day. I did the whole master. I did all of that. It was funny. But yeah. Anyway, long story. Thanks for listening. But yeah, I got jumped in Long Branch, New Jersey. I'll never forget that. I'm on the phone at work, right? And I work in a call center, so you get like different cities and states and all that.
Was it a trigger?
They're in like New Jersey, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been to New Jersey. And they'll be like, oh yeah, you have? What part? I'll be like, Long Branch. They'll be like, oh, don't go there.
They didn't.
Really? Know it now. I know
Learn that the hard way.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I didn't get knocked out. I got woken up. Ain't that crazy?
Yikes.
Oh, man. Talk about sobering moment. Moment of clarity. All right. So, I need some vibes. Shelby Soul, take it away.
Okay, so this next song is called Better. And this is one of those songs I was not really expecting to get like a really good response from. This is one of those songs where I was like, should I put this one on?
This is good controversy though.
I mean, I didn't realize how many like people go through those like situations where it's like, you aren't $5. You never were $5. And you ain't never gonna be $5. I'm trying to put my substitute word, but because I
like it. You're doing a great job of being PG-13 right now. You're doing good.
Thanks.
You didn't even say it in Pig Latin. You're doing great.
But I think that a lot of the reason why I wasn't really like sure about putting it out was because I feel like everybody's been through that relationship where it was like, especially when you like take on a lot of the negative that you did not like in that person, and it's like, whoa, what's the difference? When did that line get so blurred? In such a scary way, like all these things that I hated about you. What am I doing? And not even to the person, to other people, you're doing it, you know? So that, but the other part of it, why I wasn't so sure about it was because there was a like positive spin on it, where it's like, here's this other person that, you know, shows the right things and blah, blah, blah. Because not everybody gets that, you know? And, you know, nobody likes hearing about people in relationships. Nobody likes that stuff.
Oh, they do. They love it.
Well, they don't have a choice now because they're about to hear it.
That's dope.
So, yeah, this is better.
There's only darkness in you. There's only goodness in him. There's only bad blood with you. There's only kindness in him. He don't even need to be what he is to me, and he's everything. You weren't even enough. Back then I thought that you were. Wanted to give you the world. I would have gave you my hand, promised you forever, and let you lead me to damnation. Patiently waiting for you to walk through the door of my heart. Make me forget the pain, throw your love away, replace it with the other. Now I get to have things I've never had. Was blind, but now I can see that there was darkness in me. I saw the worst things in you that I now see in me. How could I let this happen to me? Oh, the irony that's taking me over. It's taking me over. But his love was stronger. Make me forget the pain. Throw your love away. replace it with the other. Make me forget the pain. Throw your love away, replace it with the other. Now I get to have things I've never had. There's only darkness in you.
Yes. Yes. And again, I say, yes. So, Solstice so far is a winner in my book. This was the third part of this lovely journey we've been taking this evening. And I'm so glad the chillers and chillettes that have stuck it out with us
Right.
are still with us. The rest of them, you know what you could do. Matter of fact, y'all can just tune in next week. I'd appreciate that. Like, subscribe, share, all of the above. This is what we're going to do, all right? Because I'm feeling froggy, all right? I'm going to go ahead and give my final thoughts so I can just get it out the way. Because then you, my lady, you're going to give us your last, what is the word that you say? Your last preface before your last song.
Okay.
Like how I use preface? Black people don't say preface.
Do they though?
Not really. Preface?
I say preface.
That's funny. I thought it was preface.
I'm black.
Or you say preface?
I've never even heard preface. What? I usually hear preface.
Wow.
I've never heard preface before.
Yeah.
That don't even feel right.
How do you say laboratory? Laboratory?
Laboratory.
Yeah, that's not how you say it.
How do you say vehicle?
Vehicle.
Car.
That's serious.
I can't.
Oh my goodness. Oh my very goodness. I do not deserve to laugh this much, my friend. This is very good. This is very, very good. All right, so this is how we do it. Chillers and chillettes, we are on a never-ending journey. Not to space, but to love. Continuous love. Unabridged love. Is it unequivocated?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was unequivocated.
It's unequivocated.
And unequivocated. Anyway, unequaled. Not surpassed. Second to none. I like that saying. Second to none. But people say that in the wrong moments,
do.
though. So often.
Because it's very second to a lot.
It's like in a list of 77. Like, anyway, sorry. But nonetheless, we're working to love. We're working on the habitual love. We're working on it to be a natural state of being for us all daily, so that you know that you love yourself, so that you know how to love others, you know how to receive love from others, especially in your circle, your home, your community, your state, your lovely country. 'Tis of thee. Don't be scared, chillers and chillettes. Be resilient. Even in the midst of new leadership, we can still thrive. We're not conservative. We're not liberal here. We're free. Just be. I remember that album by Common. It was so dope. Just be. Exist to the best of your ability. Because anything less, of course it's uncivilized, but it stank. And we do not like that here on Just Chillin'. So please, be better today than you were yesterday. And today is preparing us for tomorrow. So let's be our best, chillers and chillettes. And now, Shelby Soul. I know it's hard to follow that.
Very.
But I'm going to need you to go ahead and do it. Bring us home, my lady. Bring us home. Tell us about your next song, please.
So this last song is my personal favorite song. This probably of all the songs on the EP took the least amount of work. So it was a lot of like organic. Just I feel like I vomited this song out.
Nice,
Yes.
good vomit.
Good vomit.
Yeah, the ones
Okay.
the dog come back to eat. Yeah,
That one. That's the
Yeah.
one. That's the one.
that one made Jinx laugh. That was funny.
But this one is called I Know. This one, of course I wrote all the songs, but this one I feel like I a lot of my original stuff that I put is still there.
Okay,
So
It's okay.
super proud about that.
That's what's up.
A lot of people don't know that I play keys. My keys are on this. My drums are on like keys. Or drums. Like a lot of my production is
That's
still
what's up.
on this. So I'm super proud of this one because I feel like it is like when I told you earlier that it's my music is for people that appreciate music. I feel like this song, like musicians appreciate this song, and I feel like that's where it's like that's when you know, yeah,
That's
you know what
what's
a
up.
musician says.
Okay.
When
That's
they do
you?
the,
Yeah.
that's how you know, okay? And this is a song, okay?
Okay.
So, yeah, this one's called I Know. Last one on EP.
Just chilling.
How could I forget the time when you walked into my life? Yeah. It's ingrained